New dub block. Here we go. Let's see what Riot is cooking up. Give me some good news.
I'm Andre, also known as Medler.
And I'm Paul, also known as Pabro. We're back with another dev update today. It's September 10th, so everything after today won't be covered.
13 days
We've got a
ago.
wide range of topics to cover today, including matchmaking, Teemo's art and audio update, LoL player days, a bet on Worlds, and a quick look at Season 2025.
But first, let's hear from the modes team.
Hey everyone, Eduardo Riot Cadmus Cortejoso here to
Alright.
give you an update on modes. It's been a big year for us. Not only did Arena make its return for
Let me
Raptors,
guess. Arena is returning in 2025, and probably a different edition of Swarm is also going to return. Okay, that's my prediction.
but we also launched Swarm. These modes have been such a joy for all of us to work on, and so on behalf of the entire modes team, thank you all for playing. Now, let's get into the future of Arena and Swarm. I'll start with the question everyone's been asking.
Are they
you gonna
returning?
make Arena permanent?
No.
The short answer is no. While Arena has been getting a lot of love from many of you, once we hit the 2-month mark, we saw a pretty big drop-off in game hours and engagement. Unfortunately, even our mid-run content update didn't quite inspire a lot of players to come back. But don't worry, Arena won't be gone forever.
They're gonna
We're
bring
planning
it back
on bringing
occasionally.
in the first half of next
Yeah.
year with some
Classic.
much-needed quality of life improvements and even some more wacky augments for you to play around with. Now, for Swarm. So from the beginning, Swarm was never intended to
They're
be a
going to bring
permanent
it
game mode.
back occasionally.
And that's still the case right now. I
Yeah.
know a lot of us, myself included, look back fondly on both Star Guardian and Odyssey, but Swarm actually surpassed both of these modes in terms of player engagement.
That's really good.
And while we don't have a decision on if or when Swarm will be back just yet, given how much you all played, we're taking some of the learnings into consideration for future game modes and even the potential return.
They're gonna
I
bring it
also
back
wanted
for
to let you
sure.
know that Ultimate Spellbook will be returning as our next rotating game mode. It's already on PB right now and will be going out next patch. And before I go, I wanted to talk a little bit about ARAM. We know ARAM hasn't gotten much focus this year outside of regular balance.
My prediction here is that they're gonna probably start focusing a lot more on ARAM, and they should. I hope so. I hope that's what I'm about to hear. ARAM is genuinely the most important game mode for League of Legends besides just normal Summoner's Rift. Like, this game mode is played by so many people, and it needs way more than it's getting. Like, I feel like Riot just left it kind of in the corner, and they're like, well, we're just gonna leave it there and hopefully it just, you know, turns out to be fine and it's just money printing, milking machine. But it
Don't
needs
worry,
like a
ARAM
lot.
enjoyers. We
It
got
needs.
something cooking for you that will be oven fresh before the end of the year. That's it for the modes team for now.
Like, we need like a new map. We need like something that happened with like the structure falling, but something new. Like maybe like some creature comes in and has a huge play in ARAM. Like, we need something in ARAM.
Make sure to check out the dev blog that comes out with this video for more information on both Swarm and Arena.
Okay, got
We'll
it.
be back in January to walk you
These
through
answers
some
are
of our
all
plans for
predictable so
2024.
far. Let's see the
Hey
next
everyone,
one.
I'm Riot Froxon. I'm
That's
here
the
to talk
balance
to you
team.
about
Our matchmaking.
Today we wanted to take a moment to look at how some of the changes we introduced this season have landed, and to share the areas we're looking to tackle next.
Okay, so Riot introduced matchmaking changes, especially for high elo, like Master Plus MMR this season. I think personally they were a little bit better, I think, but overall it's still like matchmaking is still giga unbalanced at the end of the day. You still have challengers playing with masters, you still have too many autofills on one team, not enough on the other team. There's still a lot of autofilling happening. It's still all over the place.
Earlier this year, we had an issue causing some accounts to enter negative LP states. This meant players would lose more LP per loss than they'd gain per win, even if their MMR indicated they should be climbing. As of today, we no longer see this problem. Another problem we've been working on is autofilling. We don't want games to be decided by which team has fewer autofilled players, so we shipped some changes in 14-17 to better balance the amount of filled players on each team. At the time of recording, we've noticed some pretty good improvements, with the amount of games with an autofill discrepancy of 2 or more players dropping from 10 to 15% to less than 0.1%.
That's really good.
As of today,
Basically, from my experience, there's never more than 2 autofills, ever. Like, 2 is the max amount for both teams, and it's never free.
games with 2-0 or 3-1 autofill players have been effectively eliminated. This is a good first step, but we want to
Okay.
do more work in this area. Next up, we'll be working on situations where one team has an autofilled player.
I
and the
didn't
other
get that
doesn't.
one. That was
With a focus
cringe.
on high MMR, where this problem is especially impactful because of the small player population.
Yes.
We've also got an evaluation underway on a system called True Skill 2. That could potentially help out meaningfully with things like better placing new accounts and detection of smurfs.
Okay.
As of now, We're actively testing its effectiveness and determining how good a fit it is for League. We'll let you all know once we have an update on what testing has shown. And that's it for me today. Make sure to check out the dev blog that just came out with a lot more details on how our 2024 changes landed and where we're looking to focus our efforts going forward.
All right, a slight change of
next.
pace. Let's talk about Teemo's art and audio update. It's coming to the Rift in patch 1420 with updated visuals, audio, animations, and splash art. Gameplay won't be changing, so for those of you who love or hate Teemo, you're welcome, and/or we're sorry, maybe.
When this update comes out, we'll be increasing the cost of his Happy Elf, Recon, and Badger skins to $750, given the increased quality on those skins.
Okay.
As with Lee Sin's update earlier
That's
in the year,
fine.
if you don't own these skins yet, you can purchase them for 520 RP until it goes live if you want to get them at that cheaper price.
That's
If
fine.
you'd like to learn more, check out our blog that's live today that goes into a whole bunch of details about our favorite little monster and making him look brand new.
Also, Teemo's receiving a theme song, which will go live next week. Here's a sneak peek.
What? What was that? Okay. I think it's really good that they're giving a visual update to Teemo and not changing the gameplay. This character is popular for many, many reasons. There's no need to change any of the gameplay. He should just be kept the same as he is right now. Yeah, this is good.
We've got Worlds 2025 kicking off in 3 days on September 25th with play-ins in Berlin.
See that? When they say with planes in Berlin, you're supposed to be excited about that, but in reality it's a complete failure because they're hosting Worlds, planes, and like something else. I think the first group stage or whatever in fucking LEC Studio, which has 100 people you can only take in. It's horrible.
After Berlin, it's then Paris for both quarterfinals
Obviously, Paris and London will be a lot better.
and semifinals, followed by London for the finals.
This year we've brought back Pick'ems, along with a new feature we're calling Global Power Rankings, that we think should be good if you want to get up to speed on teams or regions that you're less familiar with.
Okay.
Or maybe you just want to argue with our rankings about how your favorite teams stack up against their competition globally.
We just dropped a dev blog that explains global power rankings in more detail, so go check it out if you want to learn more.
Okay.
And finally, the World's Anthem will drop tomorrow, so keep your eyes and ears
Linkin
peeled
Park.
for that.
It's already
In case
leaked.
you missed it, this
But I
year's
didn't listen to it.
World's artist is Linkin Park.
Along with Worlds in October, we'll also be celebrating League Player Days, a celebration of your League journeys over the last 15 years. Player Days will be 3 themed days that celebrate players of all kinds, from casual enjoyers to hardcore ranked climbers.
The
Okay.
celebration will kick off with Creative Day, with the focus especially on artists. Then Music Day, to celebrate our true calling, being a music company. And finally, Esports Day, to highlight the ultimate competition in League. On each day, we'll share stories from players around the globe about what League means to them.
There'll also be some missions you can complete for earnable in-game content, including a very special and Sivir skin.
Okay.
Yep.
There'll also be 3 Player Days skins available for purchase, with proceeds going towards the Riot Games Social Impact Fund. These will be Cosplayer Nico, Esports Fan Trundle,
What the hell?
and finally, the skin you've all been waiting decades for, celebrating love for the music of KDA, the one, the only, GRAGAS.
Huh? KDA
For every
Gragas?
purchase of these 3 Player Day skins from October 9th to October 28th,
That's kinda funny.
2024, Riot will contribute 100% of proceeds, as well as a 3x match to the Riot Games Social Impact Fund. The festivities kick off on October 9th, which will also have a dev Q&A stream at 2 p.m.
Okay.
Pacific time. Join to have some fun with League devs, hear some stories from the old days, celebrate all of you, and just hang out. But we want to be clear, there won't be any big announcements or new games, so please stop by and say hi, chat about League, and meme with us or on us. While Player Days is all about celebrating your League journeys over the past
Now they're
15
gonna show
years,
what's
we
coming,
also
no?
wanna talk a bit about
Yeah,
our plans
okay.
for next year.
Let's see.
Starting in 2025, we're evolving our approach with League seasons. Throughout the year, we'll have 3 distinct thematic seasons, each bringing its own narrative, progression, and content updates.
Oh.
Our goal is for each season to feel distinct, with different experiences, themes, moments, etc. highlighted.
So
Okay.
that means in 2025, each season will include a new champion that's a core part of that season's thematic, with some connection to champions from other seasons as well.
Okay.
Each season will also have gameplay updates too, of course.
Okay.
One thing we'll be tackling for the first season next year is how a game can feel doomed once you have an exposed nexus, and quite often, people lose motivation to continue to fight. So we're exploring options on how to solve this experience and hope to bring a more competitive feel right to the very end of the game.
Now, we're looking at some larger scope changes as well, of course. but we're going to be saving those for a little bit. We know we didn't get into too much detail on gameplay today. We'll have a lot more though on our January plans and a dev update in November, a few days after the finale of Arcane.
Okay.
All right, so that's it for now. Don't forget to finalize your pick'ems. Tune in
Okay,
to-
so let me recap this really fast. This year, we had like the Void thematic, right? Where we got like Scuttlecrab and Blue and Red and 3 new Barons and whatever. This was this year's thematic. So next year, we're gonna have basically what we had this year, but each season will feel a lot different, which means there's going to be a lot of changes starting from January to whatever month, and then boom, another set of change and then another set of change, which will be very, very interesting. And I definitely think that's probably going to help a lot with retaining players to play season after season after season, because the current problem is that, you know, you climb to gold in like the first split, and then like why do you care about climbing to gold again in the second and third split? Like there's no reason for it. So this is for sure going to help players keep playing the game. Right, and then he said like one more thing, which I kind of forgot. New champion each new season. That means only 3 champions probably are going to be released in 2025, which I think is good. They need to kind of slow down releasing too many champs. This is always the problem. We already have way too many champions, and it's going to be connected with the thematic. Oh, and this part, they're trying to tackle the issue of how if your Nexus towers are destroyed, the game is usually just lost. And I think the big reason for that is because Nexus doesn't have a backdoor protection like Dota has. In Dota, you need minions in order to be able to kind of kill the Nexus most of the time, as far as I know, and in League you don't. So, like, for example, if you lose Nexus towers and you play against TF, you can't win anymore. It's literally impossible. You can take any perfect fight, like you basically have to perma-hug tower base for the rest of the game at that point. And, you know, the only way you can ever walk out of Nexus is to ace them in your base and then walk and get like Baron or push or something. But it's almost impossible. Plus, like, the super minions will always rush into your base. You gotta defend even if you win the fight. Basically, games are usually just lost when you have your Nexus towers down. So, I mean, there's multiple ways they could like tackle this issue. They could like make your minions a lot stronger. They could like make your recall be half as short if your Nexus towers are down, so then you always have the fast recall. They could like make Nexus have more HP or be tankier, especially if minions are not near. Personally, I think that Nexus is way too squishy as the most important object that you have to defend in order to win or lose. Like, it's way too squishy. Like, some champions like Fiora with Hullbreaker can kill the Nexus in 4 seconds, bro, or 3. Like, it's way too squishy. Those are my thoughts. And then we have some dev blocks, right? Like, how the Arena do. Arena performed very well for the first 2 months, but then engagement started deep. The new content didn't really meaningfully change. Yeah, Arena will not work as a permanent game mode. That's just reality. Arena needs to come, squeeze everybody's playtime, and then leave, and then come back with like a lot more new updates so the game mode feels fresh. That's the only way. The sadly is like Arena just won't have replay value, and the same is true for Swarm. Like, Swarm is completely the same. Weekly hour performance versus PvE. Like, Swarm is the same. Like, the reality is that once you get every single upgrade on Swarm and once you do every single map, the game mode will become boring to everybody. That's just how these type of PvE game modes are. That's just how it is, but that doesn't mean they're not worth doing. Like, Swarm was literally more popular, they said, than Odyssey and the other one. We do have some plans in Arium that we've been playing around with. Okay, sure. Rotating game modes, that's it. I mean, that's like all the same as Video, right? Then we have Scouting the Teemo. These are like the skins. I mean, I honestly think Teemo is probably going to be one of the most gorgeous champions after this visual update. Kind of like Lee Sin. They made Lee Sin look so pretty, and I think they're going to do exactly the same with Teemo. Damn, these skins are... They all look so good, man. They all look so good. Like, wow. Honestly. And I think increasing the RP price for these Teemo skins is totally fair. You can also get them cheap right now if you want to. Like, look at that. That's actually so cute. I feel like we need more characters like this in League. Like, Riot has, in my opinion, Riot has really failed to replicate the cuteness of Teemo. Genuinely. They did make some similar type of characters, but I don't think any of them match Teemo. $720p. Okay. I mean, he has like new animations, new dance, new taunt. Yeah, I mean, it's good. Bima. Ooh. I mean, Bima looks pretty similar, right? I don't think there's a lot of changes to Bima. What is this? Ocean Teemo. The way he moves. Very nice. Floating. Okay, there's a lot of Teemo things here. Holy moly. Teemo face expression. Harmonica. He has a harmonica. Oh my god. That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. You can like do it faster or slower. Wow. They intentionally made him so he can BM opponents. That's crazy. Cute. Base Teemo QE comparison. So the bottom one is the new one. Yeah, it just looks a lot better. Even the auto attacks look a lot better. Base Teemo Q. Yeah. Base Teemo recall. Okay, there's so much. Holy moly. I don't think I want to go through all of them. Yeah, it's really nice. Like it looks amazing. Is there any other dub block that I missed? Arena, Scouting Teemo, Matchmaking. This one, I guess I didn't see. Negative LP accounts, LP difference blue and red side. Oh, we made some changes to reduce the average LP difference between teams from 2 divisions to 1. We also made changes to blue and red side more balanced, especially in high MMR. Okay, that's good. Autofill diffs, E West, top lane. 20.6, 14.8, 29.7, 17.1, 15.8, field 2.0. So this is the percentage of players, what they select as their roles, right? When they're queuing up. And mid lane is by far the most popular role in NA, EU, in China. Top lane is the most popular one. And in Korea, it's also mid lane. Holy moly, China top lane. Vietnamese or Vietnam, it's also mid lane. Wow. But look at the difference though. I mean, there is some notable differences. I guess you can see that in China and Korea, they care less about support than they do in EU and NA. This is why in EU and NA, you have so many enchanter players on support, man. Just locking in Lulu and, you know. New account seeding. The future. Seeding Smurf, skill level consistency across queues, leveling role queue disparity. The one-size-fits-all regional solution doesn't exist. Okay. Does that mean that they want to make specific changes to each server in the matchmaking? Match balance. Currently, players returning to rank have about 46% win rate on average. We'd like the number to be close to 50. Alright. It's already on skin spotlights. YouTube quality is just much better than Twitter quality. That's just how it is. Or Reddit quality. And let me untime you out before I play. Alright. The dance is amazing. That's gonna be iconic.
Win.
GRAGAS is just such a... This Nico skin is really amazing in my opinion. Really, really amazing skin. I really like it. It's like goofy. Mariam, thanks for the sub. China skin is alright, I guess. It's alright. It ain't bad. But it also ain't kind of... It ain't me, you know? It ain't my cup of tea. I like the other two a bit more. The Silver skin... It's not bad, but I feel like she just has a lot of decent skins already. It's not bad. Alright. Da-da-da, da-da-da.